Hi, Team Bainbridge. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to respond to leads and quick replies, also known as templates. We're going to talk about conversion expectations that Bainbridge has, how to respond to new leads, how Bridget operates as an assistant, managing leads properly, quick replies, and follow-ups. We're going to start off talking about conversion expectations. Bainbridge's goal for a call to tour conversion would be 50%. Meaning for every 10 prospective renters that call, we'd like to see 5 come in and tour. For our tour to lease conversions, we're looking for a 40% goal, meaning for every 10 tours you take, we'd like to see 4 leases captured. Now, how to respond to new leads. New leads should always be contacted via phone call first. If the lead says it's a phone lead and we don't have their number, then we can email them requesting additional information to complete the guest card. And remember to ask them to opt in for SMS texting, as that tends to be one of the most effective forms of communication, but we can't use it unless they've opted in. Now, do not assign them to Bridget without contacting them first. Begin building that relationship with the prospective resident. If you look at the chart at the bottom, it gives an example of a person who does not assign them to Bridget. Now let's look why. The new lead calls and we assign the new lead to ourselves because we scheduled the tour with them. Now, Bridget is our tour scheduling assistant. So if I've already scheduled a tour, why would I put it back in Bridget's name? If they have questions about the tour or want to let me know about a floor plan they're interested in seeing, I want to make sure I receive those messages so I'm ready for the tour. Next, we take them on a beautiful demonstration or tour of our community, and then we follow up with them via phone call within 24 hours, and then an email within 72 hours, and another phone call or email within 1 week. We highly recommend you manually schedule these follow-ups so they don't get lost. On this next example, this would be an example when you would want to put it in Bridget's name. The new lead calls, and we have a nice conversation with them, but they decide not to tour. So we're going to assign them over to Bridget. So Bridget can continue working in the background to schedule a tour with that prospective renter. Now, let's say Bridget does eventually schedule a tour with them. When they come in the lobby, any leasing agent or leasing specialist who's available can take them, as the person that got them in the door was really Bridget. Now, the same follow-up rules apply here. Whoever tours them is responsible for the follow-ups. Phone call within 24 hours, email within 72 hours, and another phone call or email within a week. Again, we do recommend that you manually place those follow-up reminders so they don't get lost. Now, do not assign them back to Bridget after the tour because you should be performing those manual follow-ups. Now, how does Bridget really work? Well, with every new lead, Bridget will send introductory messages to all those new leads. So this is more imperative than ever that we place an actual phone call to that new lead as soon as we see it to keep the personal touch and begin building the rapport with them. Bridget will not be able to text with a prospective resident unless they've opted in to SMS texting. So again, just reminding you guys to remind all of your guests as much as possible. After the tour, Bridget will send her follow-ups, but remember, since she's an AI program, we still need to be calling, performing our follow-ups as usual to keep that personal touch. Now, when we assign somebody over to Bridget for her to work on scheduling a tour, her cadence goes like this. She will send them a message within 24 hours of being assigned. If they don't respond, she'll send another message between 48 and 72 hours. Again, if they don't respond, she'll try again in 7 days. And then again, if they don't respond, she'll do a 60-day check-in. Now, at any point in time, if they do respond to Bridget, she will be able to respond back to them, schedule a tour with them, and answer a lot of their questions. Any question that Bridget cannot answer, she will forward over to the on-site team. When managing leads properly, we want to make sure we assign leads to agents based on how your community divides leads. Ideally, we should not have any leads in our house account or the account that is labeled by our community name. They should all be divvied up between leasing specialists, assistant managers, and community managers. Respond to new leads first. Use the information from one of the first slides on best practices when responding to new leads. Once all new leads have been contacted, begin your follow-ups. If a team member is off and they have a required follow-up due, you are required to perform those follow-ups for them, and vice versa. When you are off, they will be required to follow up with your tours and perform your follow-ups. Once all new leads and follow-ups are completed, call the tours for the day and verify their appointments. When all prospective residents that require a contact have been contacted, start calling stale leads. An example, any tours you've had over the last 2 weeks, regardless if a follow-up is due or not. Now remember, if you have a special or something you want to advertise to all of your prospects, remember to use Highly to send out bulk emails. We don't want to send those bulk emails out through our CRM. Now let's look at quick replies or templates. Now if you use Knock, there is going to be a place inside of Knock to store these. If you use CRM, we highly recommend keeping these on a Word document where you can easily copy and paste them over to use as an email response in CRM. So this is going to be a post-tour note. Let's look at which one of these is better. Let's start with the shorter one. Hello, thank you so much for visiting Bainbridge Waterways. We had so much fun showing you around all our amenities and apartments. If you had any questions from our tour, please don't hesitate to email me at this address. I look forward to speaking to you and hope you choose Bainbridge Waterways as your next home. It sounds like a great message, but if I were to receive that after touring an apartment community, I would not think that somebody sat down at a computer and wrote that. It sounds very automated, kind of like one of the messages Bridget might send out. So we want to make ourselves stand out and be personable. So as you can see in the other example, we have quite a few blank spaces where we can fill in personal items such as their name, what they expressed their wants and needs were, or even their favorite floor plan they saw. So I'm going to make up the criteria for those blank spots in this next example. Hello, Jane. Thank you for taking the time to visit Bainbridge Waterways on Thursday. It was truly an honor to show you around. You had mentioned that the most important wants and needs are a first floor apartment with a lake view, and we're able to give you that with the Clearwater floor plan. I understand you are not ready to apply today, but that floor plan has been very popular and our apartments are limited. I'd hate for it to lease while you keep looking. Thanks again for your time. Let me know when you could come back in one more time to see it again. Looking forward to having you as a resident with Bainbridge Waterways. So this response does not sound automated. It's extremely personable. We even build urgency by letting them know how limited our apartments are, and even try to get them in for a second tour where we can really capture that lease. We're going to look at one more example of a pre-tour note this time. Now remember, when we're sending emails out prior to the tour, what our goal is. Our goal right now is to get them excited to tour so that they actually show up. Let's take a look at the shorter one first. Hello, it was great speaking with you earlier today. Thanks for scheduling a tour with us. Looking forward to seeing you on Thursday to explore our beautiful community. Again, very nice. We do have a blank spot to put the date in there, but I feel we can do better. So in the other example, hello, Jane. It was a pleasure getting to know you on the phone. I look forward to showing you around Bainbridge Waterways on Thursday at 2 p.m. During our conversation, you mentioned to me that you were interested in having a first floor apartment with a lake view in your next apartment home. We have it and I can't wait to show you. I've attached a few floor plans here that should meet all the needs you mentioned. Please review them and let me know if one stands out. Thank you again for taking time out of your day to speak with me. Don't forget to bring a government issued ID for our tour. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me via email or at your community's phone number. This one goes into a lot more depth, providing them with floor plans prior to the tour so they can let us know if they're interested in anything. We reiterated what their most important thing was, the first floor apartment with the lake view, and this response is more likely to get them excited to come and visit your community. Now, we do recommend a few different scenarios to have these quick replies or templates ready to go. One would be for the incomplete guest card where more information is required. That's going to be a standard email, so you can send that out to everybody who submits a lead that does not have a phone number attached to it. The pre-tour note to get them excited, like we just showed you. The post-tour follow-up. A stale lead for someone who may have not responded for a while, and you need to check in to see if they're still renting or if they leased elsewhere and where did they rent. The SMS opt-in message. Appointment reminders. This is especially important for those using CRM, as Knock does automatically send reminders 2 hours prior to the appointment. A missed appointment email. That's a great one to use, but we do recommend calling any missed appointments first. Now, if they don't answer, then absolutely send them that email. And then virtual tours for each floor plan. Again, if you use Yardi CRM, please just use a Word document so that you can utilize all of these templates. Now, if you do use Knock, I'm going to show you how to access your quick replies. You're going to navigate to the email section of any lead, and then you're going to see 4 icons pop up at the bottom of the email. The second one in that looks like a chat bubble is the one you'll select. When you select that, you'll see the quick reply pop up where you can add or edit any quick replies there. When following up after a tour, the requirements are that we place a phone call within 24 hours of the tour, an email within 72 hours, and then another phone call or email within 1 week. Now, if someone's out of the office, you are responsible for performing their follow-ups. Make sure that after you tour, you leave amazing tour notes. So if you are off, your team member has effective notes so they can follow up with them. Now, when you are following up, try not to say that you're following up. It sounds like every other salesperson out there and doesn't add value. Instead, try, are you close to making a decision on your next apartment home? We were so pleased we were able to meet all your needs here. A response like that can get you a lot further in a follow-up, determining if they're ready to lease or not. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email at training@bainbridgere.com. We covered conversion expectations, how to respond to new leads, how Bridget operates as an assistant, managing leads properly, quick replies, and follow-ups. Thank you.